comics that I bought for myself when I wasn't supposed to be.
We are live, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Are we live?
We are live. Well, I think I hit the live button. That doesn't mean we're necessarily live.
I got some of these Thor 6s. Did you get any Thor 6s?
No, I was gonna wait until they're all like $1 because I keep wasting my money, and then they started freaking blowing up, and I don't have any of the Thors. I don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Well, I only bought 6 because I figured maybe it'd be worth something.
Dennis Trend is here. I would like to have a 6 though, and I got your box today, by the way.
Well, I have an extra. I have the variant. This one here. I have one of these, and then I have 2 of the regular covers. I have 2 of these, but Jeffrey claimed one of them.
Jeffrey.
He said he wanted one.
No.
So I got one of each one of these left if you want one.
Yes, please. And why Jeffrey? Jeffrey doesn't even read, bro.
He said he wanted one. I don't know. I asked him, and he said he missed it or something.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
I don't have my comments turned on yet.
Look, you can still, hey, look here. PayPal, in case you guys want to drop any, any chats. Any chat money.
Have you ever had a tooth capped?
I have not. I'm
okay,
not.
So let me real quick. I'm gonna explain. When you get a tooth capped, they grind your tooth down and then they build up like a spike, and then they attach like your fake tooth to it.
What?
So, but while they're making your fake tooth like the permanent one that's gonna look nice, they give you a temporary one. That's what I have right now, and the lady, my dentist, she made the temporary ones too thick. So on the inside of my mouth where my bottom jaw, I have an overbite, so my bottom jaw hits that. Instead of it clamping down on my back teeth, it only touches on the 2 caps. And so you can imagine after like 2 or 3 hours of sitting there like biting down, it gets annoying. And so like my teeth are getting all sore. And I'm thinking like, okay, the dentist, this was on like the last day of the week they're here. I can't even talk to them until tomorrow. So what do is I go out in my garage. I have a lot of tools in my garage, and one of them is a Dremel. The first thing I try to do is I get my Dremel tool, and I find like the right grinding bit, like you would use for like shaping like steel or like rocks. It's a diamond bit. You drill
not for teeth. I bet that's not.
Yeah. At first I did that, but the problem was that where the bit goes in and then the chuck that it goes into is all like it's like this long. So by the time you stick it up in your mouth, there's no way to hold it where you want it to be without putting your hand like on the thing, and it would get real hot real quick and it hurt. So I couldn't use the Dremel. That was my first plan. So what I ended up doing was I have a lot of like precision files. They're like really thin files that you use for like I got them like when I was messing around doing gunsmithing, and I would like file out stuff like to make guns work right. And so I have this really tiny one. It's like a little bit thicker than a toothpick. That's what I've been doing for the last 4 days. And when I'm bored or I'm watching TV, I sit there with this thing in my mouth doing this, just sitting there filing at the inside of my tooth. And that might give you the heebie-jeebies, but after doing it for about 4 or 5 hours, you just get used to it and it doesn't bother you no more.
That's okay. Only on the Hunters can you get a story.
But you just wait. In about 2 more weeks, I'm going to have some new shiny silver teeth in my mouth. It's going to look fabulous. It's like, ding!
Area 51 is here, and I know that I'm not important enough for him to make videos based on what I like, but I really feel like he's just making videos to make me wish I had as good a collection as him. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't think getting drunk, Jeffrey, would help the situation, to be honest with you. It might be something.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. Like, before they build your tooth up, they give you a root canal, which takes away all the nerves inside your tooth. So there's no more pain with the actual tooth, but your gums around the tooth can get sore. And that's what started happening is when I bite down, my tooth would want to move. And so my gums started getting really sore. And they're still pretty sore. I still taking pain medicine like freaking Tic Tacs just because it hurts so much. But I'm trying to get to where I only take one a day because I'm gonna run out before I have a chance to get back to the dentist. That wouldn't be good.
I thought you liked everything. I don't know. I didn't used to think so. I used to thought that like, well, first off, all my toys are for my kids. That's right off the bat. So I didn't think so, but man, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
I have this toy.
That's really cool, actually. See, I got a problem, I think. I don't want you to make a video.
I'll sell that to anybody that wants to buy it. We can do an auction right now for my Lady Death toy.
Okay.
Buy it now.
I'm trying to look to see here. So I bought some comics from X Collect, I believe.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah. And he was giving all the proceeds to Comic Jabroni's family. But I don't remember buying this many books, so I mean I might have, but I know you had a few lots like nobody was buying, and they were like $5 for not very much. This is fancy stuff here. Gonna have to reuse this. You bought books for me tonight. By the way, news. I actually sold books on an auction. It hurt. I didn't like it. It was kind of yucky, but it happened. And I went to the bathroom like halfway through it, and I was like, "Hey, Titus, what's happening?" And I didn't. I wasn't doing very well at first. And I was thinking this is not really worth it because I gotta be on YouTube basically all day long. So I would tell Barbarian, I think this is my one and only time. And then I came back and I was like, okay, I'll put up a $3 lot. Nobody's going to buy it. And then I'll hit it with a $5 lot. And then I'll just tell Barbarian, hey, look, man, I put up 1s, 2s, 3s, and 5s. Nobody bought it. And then people started buying crap. I was like,
like I said, man, it's like anything. The more you do it, the more people will learn to trust you and learn that they that they don't have to worry about whether you're here to steal from them, which they should know you're not, but not everybody watches The Hunters.
I look, when you see something like this.
But they don't see the pro.
It's no one's
the pro.
Like, look how much it's like. You can't even look when you can't see the ears anymore. That's and I'm almost there. That's when it's time to cut it. That's the key.
It totally looks like a hat. Like you molded that into like the perfect shape.
So I will see what the first little bundle is, and I will show this to my friends on YouTube. Ooh. So I do remember this actually. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I got episode 1, and there was the this is probably the A, I would imagine. And then I also got the photo one, which is pretty cool. And they are in immaculate shape. Like, wow, that's really nice. Holy crap. Well, there you go. There's the first little thing there I got. Barbarian Kung Fu. Do you have something you would like to show?
Yeah, man, I got a whole box full of comics. Oh, sorry, I was texting Steven Spock. He's writing me.
He's doing his gets on camera. No. In fact, let me show you. Right here. This is all I have to do. You see? And I go like this. Look. Boom! You see that? I got like 2 more inches right there. I don't have to do anything. There is no 2 hours of prep. No, I literally just go like this and then boom and let it go. Yeah, like that.
So if you were on my basketball team and they were like, we need a 6'5" forward, and you were only 6'2", all you had to do is shake and.
I mean, yeah. I'm 6'6" I'm like 6'1", but like right now I'm like 6'4", probably 6'5".
That's like from Fletch when they're talking about Fletch playing for the Lakers. He's like 6'2" with the afro, 6'5".
Yeah, that's a weird thing not to trust people. I don't trust people I can't see their ears, but I respect it. You gotta know where your boundaries are. You gotta know where your line is drawn, and it's right there. If I don't see their ears, they cannot be trusted.
Yeah, so this,
Barbarian, you can see his
I
ears.
didn't buy a lot of stuff in auctions this last week. If I did, I haven't gotten those books for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't remember, but I remember buying this. It's because I didn't have any money. That's probably why I didn't buy anything in auctions. But I got these from Joker M21 on his auction the other day, and it's all J. Scott Campbell. They're Harley.
Sorry, I totally didn't see that until just now. I would just randomly click in the chat, and then 2 more inches of my life. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is they're all that Harley Quinn little black book, the J. Scott Campbell. Like this is the inked cover. This is the pencil sketch cover.
I think I have like 4 of those little black books that never been opened.
Like the regular colored cover.
How much did you buy those for?
I don't remember. Not much.
I had like 4 or 5 that have never been opened. They're still in their black poly bag.
Yeah, they came in those bags.
Uh.
I think I might have one of the unopened bags. Can't remember for sure. It also had this thing he threw in there. It's like some kind of Deadpool, like I don't know. I think he put it on a Barbie doll.
Well,
I don't know what that's all about, but it looks weird. Build your own Deadpool. Torso, front, and swords. Find instructions in Marvel Comics release February 3rd. Yeah, I don't know. So that was kind of cool. I picked those up. Everything else I got is all in this box right here. It's a lot of. I went and filled a short box up at my shop to sell, and whenever I do that, I always buy a bunch of stuff for myself. So I can go through here and show you some of the cool stuff I got.
Yeah, let's see.
If you're ready, you can strap in. It's a long ride.
We don't have to show everything, to show the good stuff.
There's a Wolverine 16.
Oh, that's cool.
You know me with my claws out books, like those. There's a cool bomb cover with the tick. I like the tick. It's a newer tick. I don't really buy too many of the newer ones, but I like that cover. And it's all new in color. Here's some Scotty Young covers, some Groot and Rocket. I got some nasty reflection glare on here. Here's another Rocket Raccoon Scotty Young cover. What number was that one? This was number 5. So here's number 6 of Rocket and Groot. Giving the fist bump. That's a Scotty Young cover. These I just threw in there because I needed more to fill my box up. X-Men Red, number 8. It's an X-23 cover. I totally just bought that because X-23 is on the cover. Same with this one. That's number 4.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's a new book. We got the new Once and Future that was in there. And you're not reading it already? You're not reading Dead Day? It's a pretty cool story. You haven't read it yet? It's about a day. It's like one day out of the year where all the dead people come up and like come back to life for just one day. And so you got some people who like they come back just to get revenge, and then you got other people they come back and like want to spend a day with somebody they loved and all that stuff. It's very sweet.
Oh, that's nice.
This is. Well, there's only one. Okay, there's number 5, 4. Let me get these in the right order here. Okay. Silver Surfer. See, this is like volume 5, maybe? I don't know. 4 or 5. But I got 1 through 5. Found them all in the bins. So that was pretty cool. I don't think I had any of these. Like, I wasn't too concerned with them. But
Hey, Mark Knapp, what's happening, man?
yeah, it's nice to be able to find them all like in a straight run. You know what I mean? What? Found this as a Neil Adams cover for Strange Tales. With my man thing, big and bold on the cover. So Strange Tales number 2. It's too bad Steven Spock's not in here because this is a good reflection cover. It's got reflecting in his eyes. I like that. Neil Adams pulled that one off good. This I'm probably going to sell because I know I already have one. It's What If, number 53. What if, well, it doesn't say. Well, I know it's got the Watcher on there. I guess the Watcher is going to tell some more tales. Tales of What If. Here's a cool Punisher holiday special. Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Stankovic.
Number 2, yeah. It's nice. It's very pretty. Here's Quasar.
Neil Adams pulled the man thing off real good.
Quasar 24 with some floating heads. I will admit, I'm going to be on Comic Gories.
I was just about to say, are you shopping for Comic Gories?
It was supposed to be this week. And so next week, I think it's next week, unless he changes it again. But I might have to postpone our sale that we just did today. We might have to skip next week if I'm doing it next week. But yeah, I totally went out and bought some Comic Gories books. That's not, I mean, I like Quasar. I've been trying to put the Quasar run together like for cheap. Like cheap. I don't want to spend $1 even for the books. But whenever I find them, I'll go ahead and pick them up. But yeah, that one had floating heads on it. And I already told you my plan. I'm not going to spoil my plan for Comic Gories just yet. But there's a bunch of books I picked up that I'm not going to show because they are Comic Gories. I'm not going to show them to anybody yet. None of these will be on Comic Gories, though. This is it's one of those prestige format Wolverine Black Rio, like the trade paperback looking ones, where it's got like the the thick spine square bound.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, I got a few of these. I don't have this one though, so now I do. But Black Rio, so I'll have to check that out. I got another one of these Suicide Run shiny chromiums.
Oh, that's sweet.
I had picked up 2 of them the last time I went there. I missed this one somehow.
I don't know why, but I know people talk shit, but I'm getting to the part where I'm starting to really like the 90s shiny covers again. I don't know why.
Heck yeah, that's freaking. It's your childhood.
I guess.
Okay, I got to get these in the right order here. That's number 2. That's number 1. That's number 3. That's number 4. These are Icons 1 of 4. Well, it's Icons. It's Rogue. The Icons 1 of 4-part series.
Like that. Yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah, and I was able to get all 4 of them. So I'm gonna read that. If you want it after I read it, you can have it. I just wanted to read it to see what it was all about.
That's kind of cool, actually. I like those covers.
Yeah, whenever I can get like a full set of something, I usually just go ahead and get it because, like, you never know if you're gonna like something until you read it. And so, if you get a number 1 and you like it, then you got to go hunting for the rest. So why not just get the ones, especially when they're dirt cheap? Just go ahead and get it. Read number 1. If you don't like it, then fuck it, just sell it, get rid of it or whatever. But here's a What If number 109. It's on the Fantastic Four. I don't think I had this. I do have a big collection of What If books. I don't think I had that one. I think I do have this one because I just looked through mine not too long ago. This is What If 48. What if Daredevil had saved Nuke?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
This is What If number 89. So another Fantastic Four. What if? What if Deadly Inheritance? I don't even know. Oh, you got some freaking. What's his name?
Yeah, Leave the Protector, married with issues. Well, I guess Soldier. I had that about that originally off the shelf when I was a kid, and I don't know. Like every time I would think about just like giving away or maybe even throwing away my comic books from when I was a kid, because there's the whole thing that none of the books in the '90s are worth anything, and I was carrying this long box around for my like most of my life. I would start looking through them again, and every time I would see that Leave the Protector for some reason, it would make me go, "Nah, some of those are pretty cool," and that's literally what kept me from throwing away most of my '90s books was that Leave the Protector book.
Yeah, same with me. That and Spawn. Spawn 1. Like
I
every
didn't
time
have
I looked at Spawn 1, I'd be like, man, I love comics. Like, why aren't I collecting comic? Like, this is like during my days of just skating and doing drugs all the time, being drunk. Like, I would have to move it out of the way whenever I
Don't
moved
do
to a
drugs, kids.
or
Don't do
whatever.
drugs.
And I'd open it up and I'd see Lethal Protector 1 in there and I'd see Spawn 1 and I'd be like, man, why don't I buy comics? And I remember, oh, yeah, it's because I spent all my money on beer and weed. I don't ever do anything. There's a what if. This is number 94. Cool Juggernaut. What if Juggernaut, the Kingdom of Cain? Here's another Daredevil. What if Daredevil, the fight of his life, had ended? Oh, that looks like he got killed. 102? See, that might be a PA Talk cover I can use on Comic Course.
Could be.
Should have been, but I'm not gonna. I got a better one. Here's What If 90. This is Cyclops and Havoc. The early years, their darkest fears. Ooh, that rhymed. Somebody was a poet and didn't know.
I like Havoc for some reason. I mean, he's
What
no
if
bitch.
Watcher saved the universe? What if
Who?
number 39?
Oh, the Watcher. He does nothing.
Example right here of when you see the whole set, just buy the whole set. Don't just buy number 1 because just buy the whole freaking set. If you're and you're buying, if you're filling a box up in a dollar bin, some people don't know about doing that. That's how I like to buy dollar bin books. Is I just fill a whole box up, then I get them cheaper. But if you see like 1 through 6, just take them all. Don't just take one. It's rude. Then I come in and like, oh, you got 2 through 6? Damn it. I can't buy them now.
I'll be worth money one day. I don't want all 6 of them. Just give me number 1.
But you can't read the story if you only have number 1.
Nobody reads the story.
So you don't deserve to have it. But this is all 12, 1 through 12.
What's the Wolf Pack? I don't know if I know this.
1 through 12.
Huh. Cool.
So it's the whole set. They were all in dollar bin, all like perfect condition. There ain't nothing wrong with them. And it's like, yeah, I'll take them. Why not? And yeah, they're directs, but they're still cool. There's some cool covers in there. Well, I don't even know who the Wolfpack is, but it's a full set. So it's like I couldn't take just number 1, and I wasn't like I was interested. I've seen these around, but I've never owned them. I've never owned all of them. So I said, fuck it, I'm buying them.
Yeah, I was gonna say Soldier Only. Yeah, my Spawn book. I did a video when I finally bought Spawn number 1. I feel like I need a couple more Spawn number 1s actually. But when I started collecting when I was a kid, Spawn had already been out for a while, and Spawn 1 was already a hot book when it first came out, obviously. So I couldn't buy Spawn 1, and every friend I met that collected comic books, they all had Spawn 1, and they would harass me and tease me like horribly because it was like, I mean, Spawn was already like $10 when I was a kid. That might as well be $300 when I was a kid because I was poor. So, and I remember when I got it, I said this before, I literally picked it up and stared at it, and then I was like, yeah, take that shit, Raul, because Raul was my one of my good friends. I was like, take that shit. Who's got the Spawn 1 now, bitches? And it was like 15, 20 years later, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like, get out of here.
Ridiculous. It's funny how many people like from our generation, like when you bring up comics to them, the first thing they say is, "Oh yeah, I got a copy of Spawn 1. I collected comics when I was a kid."
Yeah, or X-Men one too. Y'all got that one too.
That's like your go-to, like 90s kids. Like that's what. Like if you collected comics in the late 80s, early 90s when Spawn 1 came out, boy, you jumped on it.
Oh, hold on. Let's get a moment of silence
Oh,
for
what's up?
Gomez, the comic collector. If you're not watching, what is it? East to West, West to East. What is this show's name?
East to West.
Just go, Gomez, comic collector. Give him a sub. I like that show. I really liked it.
Well, Dennis, you probably don't have a Spawn 1 because you weren't born yet.
Yeah, about to say. You were barely born when Spawn 300 came out there, Dennis.
He's probably got all kinds of Power Ranger stuff, though.
But look at this, though. Look at this. Wait a minute. You guys heard what I found? No, hold on. I'll go back. Look how greedy you guys are. So greedy. Oh, our second LCS has a deal for a whole box of their quarter books. How many LCSs do you need? I'll take one. That's how many I want. And they're like, oh, my second or my third, the one I only go to every 2-3 weeks. Oh, you guys heard what I found this weekend? No, what did you find? When did I miss that?
Hey, Elizabeth wants your PayPal.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, next book. Here's another Sienkiewicz, your favorite. It's X-Force number 99. I don't often purchase X-Force on purpose, but I couldn't say. Look at that shit right there.
That's pretty cool. Even for Sienkiewicz, that's pretty
awesome
cool.
right there. Take that.
Oh my God. Soldier only. Stop leaving. Oh, maybe he's typing it now. We only have 2 shops. What did you find?
More Sienkiewicz. Marvel Team Up, Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Punisher. Sweet.
Did you see that Southern Comic Geek had a Doom on his list, on his book table? I did not buy it. Did you see that? Oh, I was fucking itchy too, boy. Woo! That was itchy.
Hey, no problem, Gomez. I'm glad you liked it.
What happened?
I sent Gomez some comics.
Nice.
I guess he got them today. I think I already have this one. This is Marvel Team Up 10. Got Spidey and Man-Thing. This is the newer. This is Ultimate Team Up. It is the Ultimate Team Up with Spider-Man joins forces with the Ultimate Man-Thing.
We have issues stopping by ever so often. We have Gomez Comic Collector. We have Fuchsia. We have Jeffrey. Mark. We have all these people stop by. They're basically celebrities. Yet how do I only have like 200 subs? I don't get it. Like I know the who's who of YouTube. But I only get like 200 subs. I don't understand. My content must suck.
Marvel Team Up. You got Daredevil, the Punisher, and Spider-Man. Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
What? Shut up. Are you serious?
What's it say? Signed by me. I don't have a McFarlane signature.
I have almost no signatures.
I don't really like. That's one of those things. Like I'm not really worried about getting either. Like I'm sure that there's enough McFarlane signatures out there that like I'll be able to get one. It's nothing like me not having a Stan Lee signature. Like that one really hurts.
See, look, a freaking another damn celebrity.
Hey, what's up, Great Legend?
The Great Legend shows up. I only got like 200 subs.
Hey, man, what can you say? Like when you got something as perfect and shiny and wonderful as the Hunter show, people can't
get those words out of your mouth.
Surround themselves with it. There's another Coulson Kevich cover. Marvel Age. This is number 69, dude.
Who's on that?
Got some serious water damage at the top, but I don't really care.
Medusa. Okay.
Get in on that right there.
I saw a red flowy thing. I thought it was something better.
Yeah. It's Medusa's hair. She's pregnant too. Okay, so I mentioned this in my in the auction. Like I'm kind of pissed right now. My LCS, they had this stack of all these Marvel DC crossover books, the Access books, and so I went ahead and picked them up. Underneath these books was like the whole collection of amalgam books. I picked all those books up. I put them all in this box right here. all those amalgam books are gone. Somebody took them out of my box. I'm kind of pissed, and now I'm gonna have to say something. Be like, y'all, listen here, buddies. I spent a fucking shitload of money in your store. Nah, they don't care. They'll be like, so?
They never care.
I got this Hawkeye Solo Avenger #1. It's got her and him avenging.
Nice.
I don't think this isn't the first Mockingbird, right?
I'm gonna say no, but that cover looks really familiar, so I don't know.
You know what? Key Collector app knows.
While you're looking that up, let me do this real quick. I do have a video, but it's been out there long enough. I just gotta throw this up here real quick. If you watched the video, you saw it. That is my Kenny the Comic Head.
Ooh.
Sketch he made for me. Pretty fancy, pretty awesome. So that will probably be back here somewhere because it's pretty awesome. And then it's funny that Barbarian showed those books. I'll show the other ones I bought. These are the ones that nobody wanted, and I don't know why, because it sounds cool to me. I got...
Those are good.
DC versus Marvel. 1, a 2, a 3. Here's the
You didn't
thing.
put those up.
What?
You didn't put those up.
What do you mean?
You didn't put them on the auction, did you?
No, I just bought them.
Oh, I was gonna say because I would have said something because I'm missing some of those too.
Oh no, that's not the one I want to show. This one's the one I wanted to show. Check this out. I know they have to make it, but I want to know what happened in the universe that you look at this lineup. Lobo versus Wolverine. Wolverine ain't coming out on top. Batman versus Captain America. Okay, that might be a push. As much as look at my girl here, right there. If Jeffrey's still here, you know whose girl it is. But Wonder Woman, yikes. And just go down the list of basically gods versus normal people. I don't see how this is a fight. I want to read it just based on how are they going to try to explain this to me. How that these look at the last one. You have Mr. Comic Book versus the Big Green Dork. Look. That's not
Mr. Comic Book. It did show it. It showed Robin versus Spider-Man. I'm sorry. Spider-Man would wear him.
Spider-Man's getting that one. No, that's Superboy. Nah, see?
It's Superboy.
Yeah. Superboy.
Yeah, Spider-Man would wear him out. If he can beat up Superman, he can beat up Superboy.
You got Aquaman versus Namor. Well, they overpower Aquaman too. Robin's going against Jubilee, so that's Sparklies.
Oh, that's funny.
And then the last books I got from him are Day of Vengeance 1 and 2. And one, they're in great shape, but they're also, let me make sure I'm right, because I know that I'm right, but let me make sure. First,
are you using Key Collector app too?
Huh?
Are you using Key Collector app too?
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't want to say it wrong. First came appearance of Shadow Pact, and the Nightmaster, Blue Devil, Detective Chimp, Enchantress, Nightshade, and if anybody knows me, they know that I like magic in my comics. So when I saw those go up, I knew I had to have them, and literally nobody else bid on them. So I said, yes, please, thank you.
And that information was brought to you by Key Collector Comics, the comic book app.
And look, and this video has a sponsor because we are not sponsored.
No, we're not sponsored yet.
We are sponsored, though. This would be a good segue to talk about our sponsors today.
Check my guitar.
In Frisco, Texas, home of all things you need for your eyes. When your eyes sore, go to the eye source. Hopefully the wife's not watching. She'll lose her mind if she hears me singing
that. Okay. This is Solo Avengers #1. First appearance of Buck Chisholm as Trick Shot.
That sounds like a porn name. I'm going to tell you right now.
Interior artwork by Jim Lee.
I'm going to tell you right now, that sounds like a porn name. Buck Chisholm.
Buck Chisholm. Anyway, I didn't pay $1 for it, so I made out good. I got some Howard the Duck I already had these. I just bought them because I didn't want anybody else to get them.
Yeah. Well, you no problem there. Nobody else would have bought them, so they would have been sick.
That's a beautiful picture right there. That is a beautiful cover.
That's awesome.
Beauty. 2 more books, and then you're all done. Next to last, you got some sensational. Wait, this is Peter Parker. This is the annual number. Well, it's from 1999 for Peter Parker Spider-Man. But it's got Man-Thing on the cover, so I had to jump on that. Comic Tom is here. Hey, he actually is sponsored by Key Collector, so
I had to say,
he gets money whenever
he's happen.
Probably not money, but last book of all the ones, this is the best one. I was happiest to find. It's Iceman #3, I think. Yeah. So this is the first work by Scotty Young for Marvel. They had this is me totally going against what I just said. They had 1 through 4, and I only bought #3.
Oh my gosh! See,
I didn't buy #1 though, so. But I was pretty psyched to find that. Like when I found out about this book, I was like, I'll keep an eye out for it. Maybe I'll find it one day. And then I had a bunch of amalgam books, but somebody stole them from me.
This is a good opportunity to say a shout out to Comic Tom for if you haven't seen that Comic Jabroni shirt that they put together. That's actually a super cool. It's a super cool design. I'm gonna pick one of those up maybe.
Yeah, I like that. They look good.
So that's the books I got. I was going to talk about the Batman trailer. I don't know if I can share my screen. I don't really know how this works, so we're going to see. Yeah, share the screen. I don't know how this works.
You're going to click on the shared box, but put us in the side. Like the box that has 2 people on the side and the little box, the big box.
Yeah, I don't know how to work it. So it doesn't matter, I guess, because I don't know how to work that thing. Like this, you mean?
Close. Go over one more.
I think that's it. I just got to share the screen.
Go over one more.
But I want to share the screen.
Go over one more. You gotta click share screen at the bottom where it's, and then you gotta approve to share the screen.
I thought I did, but it's not doing it.
Maybe you should upgrade to the paid plan. It'll work how you want it to.
Probably. Can you see my screen now or no?
I can only see you.
Well, you bum. I don't know how to make it work.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Now, can you see this right here?
Yes.
Okay.
We can. That's the sparkly Batman.
Okay, I just want to talk about. Did anybody else get a total? What was that? Spider-Man 3. Whenever he got all like, what do you call those guys? Those what do you call those? Wait, remember when he got all like this? That's what it reminds me of the Spider-Man 3. When he got remember when he was dancing and stuff? Do you remember that from Spider-Man 3?
Oh, you talking about when Tobey Maguire like got the suit when he got infected with Venom?
Yeah, and he was trying to be all like dark looking. I totally got that vibe when I saw that come on the screen. I was like, that's Spider-Man 3.
Oh, dude, like that. Like I fast forward through that still to this day. I literally cannot watch that scene. And like people make fun of it, and I can't watch that either. It's like one of those things like OCD, I think, is the reason it makes it hard for me. But God, that sucked. When I first watched it, I was like covering my face up in the theater. Like, no, I don't want to watch it.
So I just want to say I'm hoping for the best because great comic book. Yeah, emo. Sorry, guys. Great comic book movies are like, we all enjoy them. Okay. Here's my concern. I think he'll be a fine actor. Like I'm going to give him the pass for the sparkly vampire. I mean, he got to hang out with cool people, probably kiss some hot chicks, and made a lot of money. So who am I? You know what I'm saying? But
I would have totally been in the movie if they asked me.
I still think my only concern is he's still 105 pounds, dripping wet. And now
like you've seen the pictures of him. He was in some movie. He was in some movie before this, right?
Well, yeah, he's been in a lot of movies.
Well, no, I'm saying like in between the whole Twinkly Vampires.
Oh yeah, he's been a lot. He's actually
like,
a pretty good job.
Something just not too long ago where he was like, I don't know. I hadn't seen it. Somebody said that he was like all ripped and like had to like beef up and stuff for that.
Yeah, still though, like, but I'm also I was reading somewhere that they were saying that they were expecting this to be more of like a Detective Comics thing and not necessarily just Batman punching people, which could be really cool if he's more detective based.
Dark Knight, but more like the greatest detective.
So after seeing that, I'm a lot more. I was already kind of looking forward to it anyway, but I was a lot because I was just concerned. I know me and Comics NYC, we got into a little bit of a heated discussion. I mean, you can't get a heated discussion with him; he doesn't get angry, but because he was telling me I was wrong, and I was like, he's 105 pounds. He's not going to be able to go brawling with like 18 of Joker's guys, like you see in the cartoons and stuff in the comic books. But
the suit makes the man,
I guess. So I watched that DC thing. It was hard to watch it though, to be honest with you guys, because like I know that they're basically like firing people and imploding within, and I don't know. Like I had to be kind of awkward for the people that work there. It's like, yay, we love DC, and then like when people walk away, they're like, these sons of guns, boy, they're just getting rid of us all. So it was like you wanted to be excited, but part of you was like, is there a point? Because you guys are.
But did you see the new Batmobile?
Yes, I've seen the new Batmobile.
It looks so awesome. It looks like a hot rod.
It does. It looks like a muscle car or something.
I like it.
Yeah.
It looks like a muscle car. Exactly.
So that's cool.
It's actually based off of a Camaro.
You have that, and then obviously Wonder Woman is like really like that looked cool from a long time ago though. So
I put up some Wonder Woman books for sale today, and I don't think anybody bought them. I couldn't believe it.
Just because the movie looks good doesn't mean people are gonna go buy your book.
No, because she's awesome and she's hot. You know, Wonder Woman. She's all king.
Yeah, I don't care if he caved in one person's face. Like Batman fights like 26 people at once. That's my only concern. He's a brawler, and I don't know. Like we'll see. I'm hoping for him
to fight. He just shoots his little Gatling gun up in the air, and it picks him up and takes him away.
Conquistadorks was here. He probably already left us because he see how bad the content is. And then, of course, Southern Comic Geek. I wasn't going to point this out because of what he said, but like I only made like $40 today, so take it easy. Like I'm trying to get books out, not bring more in. So yeah, like I said, hey, and I did say that I'm positive here. Like I'm trying to be positive. I want it to be a good movie. I really do.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be good. It can't be too bad because the bar for it is so low. I mean, do you understand? Like people are gonna go in and watch this movie expecting like a shitstorm. So when they do put it out, I mean, unless it's like freaking worse than freaking Suicide Squad 1 was, that I don't see how it could be.
Okay, so I have a question for the chat and for you. I still get Netflix movies like once every year. I remember that I have that because they'll mail to me, and I'm like, oh God, where did this happen? And I go put it in the mail.
You still have a DVD player?
Yeah.
Or did they send
Blu-ray better because I'm a little bit of a movie snob and I want to look as good as possible. And sometimes Netflix does well with the internet, but you got to have like a solid, great connection that never has any hiccups for it to be like the way I want it to be. So I still get Blu-ray sometimes.
It's so big that I could lay on top of it and my feet and head would not stick over the edges.
You talking about my TV?
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a big fella. I was so barbarian. I go here next to it to give it some diameter of it.
Yeah,
my wife
he puts up like a comic on the screen. It's like this is the comic, and then this is the comic on his TV screen.
We have no money, and then she likes to be nice and buy things that we don't have, so I can get even more freaked out by it. But what was I even talking about?
I don't know, man. DVDs and Netflix and take me back to the old days.
I have. Stop talking. I'll forget. You keep talking. Stop talking. I got to concentrate now. I have Justice League on Blu-ray. So do I go ahead and watch Justice League, or do I wait for the freaking the new cut that everyone keeps talking about? And I just
watch them in a row. Watch the original first, and then watch the Snyder cut.
You think so? What's up, Jeff Schultz? Oh,
Jeff Schultz, what's up, man?
Yeah, so I got to figure out if I'm going to watch that or if I should just watch it and compare. There you go. Or I could
Yeah,
do a query, and I could,
the first one first though, because I haven't seen the other one, and we can't talk about it unless I've seen it.
or I could do a parry, and I could watch it for the first time and make a video of my first reaction watching the movie. Because according to Perry, he's never seen any movies.
Man, I'm gonna do some reaction videos, but it's all gonna be to porn.
Don't do that. Nobody wants to see that.
No, I mean I'm gonna stay clothed if I can.
You know, I haven't seen Aquaman. Are you supposed to watch Aquaman first or Justice League first? I don't even know.
Oh, I want to say you watched Justice League first. It came out first.
Okay.
Aquaman came out second, and I want to say that all the stuff that happens in Aquaman happens after the Justice League movie. But don't quote me on that because I don't know much about DC.
All I know about DC or about any of these movies is I don't know. Okay, Thor, that fella, obviously Aquaman, and I feel like there's one more that, like I feel like God said when they were babies, you shall play a superhero when you grow up, because those guys look like freaking superheroes. Like, I'm sure it takes a lot of work, but the dude who plays Thor, the dude who plays Aquaman, like I don't know what else do you do with your life if you're not making movies about being.
Yeah, the guy that plays Aquaman, what's his name? Momoa?
Yeah.
Is that it? Like that dude, like everything he's been in though, I've liked. Like he was in the Conan movie, and that was good. Like he did good in that. He was
sure?
in I thought it was good. I don't care if you don't like it. I thought it was good in my opinion.
I've never actually watched it, but people always said it wasn't that good. But I've never actually seen it.
I thought it was good. He was in Game of Thrones. He was like the leader of the Horse Clan, you know. And I thought like that's the first time I'd ever seen the dude. I thought he did really good in that.
He was
too.
also in like a TV show I used to watch back in the day. What was the name of that? Like
that I don't know.
He was also in another TV show. Like it was like one of the first things he did. He was actually pretty good in that too. Then watch CW Crisis. Then watch the new Justice League, so you can see how the universe has changed. It's called steroids, bro. Maybe.
Yeah, I tried to watch that. Like it's so hard to watch when you don't have like regular TV to watch. Like he's talking about the Crisis on Infinite Earths, how they all interconnect. Because I had to jump from like one provider to another to try and get them all together. For some reason, you would think it's all WB that like you could stream them all from the same place, but like Hulu only has this show and then Netflix only had that show, and it was a real pain in the butt, man. So I ended up not being able to really watch them all in order, and it really like I didn't like it.
Here's what I want to happen.
I wanted to watch it all in order.
There's two choices that I feel like the comic book community, not the community, but like DC and Marvel, they need to listen to me for a second. I'll fix all their problems. Here you go. So either DC needs to stop making movies and concentrate on making cartoons, okay, because they make the greatest anime movies in the history of the world, and then Marvel can do the same. They can stop trying to make anime movies and just make movies, or they combine forces and one of them buys out the other studio. Like Marvel just says, I'm just gonna go find out who does all the DC. I'm buying them all, and we're gonna bring them over, and we're gonna make all they have them make all their cartoons, because like it's weird how bad DC movies are compared to how good their anime stuff is. It's crazy. It's crazy the difference. It's nuts.
I like Shazam too, Jeffrey. I honestly think that Shazam is like probably the best DC movie that I've seen in forever.
Shazam is actually one of my favorite characters, like of all of them, and it was because of the cartoons. He's really good in there. But I cannot stand the Shazam family. I know I've said this 1,000 times. I can't stand it. I don't like the Shazam family. And so as soon as like that became obvious, I was smiling like a little kid. I'm happy to see all the little funny little Easter eggs in there. And then when I started counting all the little people in his house, I'm like, oh Jesus, they're gonna be the Shazam family. And then I spent the rest of the time like this, like
man, you see,
like a sour little kid.
Jeez, you just totally didn't like it because you said I'm not gonna like it. You didn't even give it a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the Planet Hulk, the animated Hulk.
So this one doesn't count. This guy, he gets like, I can just delete his comment because he's gonna say anything the big green dork is great. So we're gonna skip that comment. However, Marvel Hulk Planet was great, Mark. Okay, I have to watch it because I've seen it, but like I've got to the point where I almost started skipping Marvel cartoons just about as much as I skip DC movies, honestly, because it's just bad sometimes. Like every so often, Marvel make one like some of the Avenger cartoons that were like actual like Avengers symbol and stuff. Some of those are good. Like I watch those, but the movie ones are not good.
I really like if you've never seen them before and you have access to it. I can't remember what it's on, but they have like a manga of Wolverine. They have one of Iron Man. Um, who else do they have one of? It's like a manga animated series.
Okay.
I can't remember if they're single movies or if it's like 5-part series or what. It was a long time ago when I watched them, but I really liked the Wolverine one. Like it was really good. He was back in like Tokyo fighting the Hand, and it was done totally anime style, you know. But I like those. If you ever can find them, there's an X-Men one. Okay,
X-Men anime. Well, I know the ones from the '90s was like the greatest cartoon ever, but I have to see that one too.
yeah, the one I'm talking about. It's not like a regular animation. Like it's totally done anime style.
So I read this. This is India Go Go. I read this. I will be making a video about it. But this is we always talk about the books we read. I read this. I'm slightly confused. I don't know if I'm just not smart enough. So I have to read it again before I make a video. But it's called Brand. Like I said, it's for Kanan White and Antonio Bryce did it. I bought this like literally 2 years ago when I wasn't even buying regular comic books. I was like, oh, cool. Young people making comics on Indiegogo. I'll support them. And then like 2 years later, the books show up. So that's why I'm doing some videos about that. But here's what I will be reading. And it'll be the ones I just showed you because I am actually extremely curious. I'm going to be reading this. And then I'm going to start reading the Thor this week because everyone talks about how great it is. And I'm bitter because I didn't buy them. And now they're fucking worth a lot of money.
What numbers are those? Marvel, DC.
DC versus Marvel, number 1, 2, and 3.
This is number 4.
Oh my gosh, there's more?
Yeah.
Shite.
I can't remember. I think now that I have 4, I might have.
How many are there? I thought that was all of them. Now I got to. I hope it's not very good because I don't really need to hunt it all now. Titus, the boy. Hey Matt, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, it is, and it's sad. I've always said though, like when it comes to DC,
So I'm missing 3.
I really feel like DC to me, DC right now is a comic book company to me. What they need to do right now is they need to take like 9 of the characters they love. Like, you know, take your Batman, Superman, I guess, even though it's hard to make a story for him. But take like 9 of the characters that you like. Take 7 or 8. What Green Lantern? Really? 7 or 8 of your best artists and 7 or 8 of your writers. Now, writers that are comic book writers. Stop trying to get somebody off Twitter. Stop trying to get all these random people because you think they have some kind of street cred. Go with old school writers and just concentrate on like 9 and make good stories. Instead, they're like doubling down on their nonsense. I just don't. Your company seems to be in a free for all. They're just like, and then when it comes to the movies, like I don't know. I don't know what to do about the movies. The movies they shouldn't be bad.
I think that they should try giving whoever directs the animated series, like the animated movies that they do for DC, let them try and direct a real movie, like with real actors. Because whatever you're directing the art. Like you're telling them, okay, this is what I want to happen. This is how I want it. So like, why not do that with real people? Because obviously the person doing that has a clue on what people want to see and what looks dramatic, you know. And so like, you know, give that dude a shot. Because the movies are good. Like I don't think I've ever seen a bad DC animated movie. I mean, I've seen some that weren't like great, but then like Dark Justice, and that Dark Justice League Dark, like that's the one I always go to. Like that was a great. I love that show, and I've only seen it a couple times, but I thought it was great. And I don't know nothing about that crap. I thought it was good though, so I watched it twice.
Yeah, and then I actually was kind of excited for the DC, was it Black or whatever, the one that's supposed to be more adult, and they end up just showing Black man's wiener or Batman. I think it's it.
Oh, are
Um,
you talking about Black Label?
yeah, Black Label. I was hoping for that. Then I guess after they showed the Batman's wiener, I guess they just decided like, oh no, moms are gonna be upset. Well, that's another thing that I wouldn't mind seeing. Like, I really like,
So Black Man's Wiener?
yeah, that too. Those are pretty awesome.
You said it, not me. That's
Yeah.
another thing I'd like to see.
Batman, he wears black. It all comes together. But um, I mean, that would probably sell some books, to be honest with you. But anyway, but I like the Batman family. But then when you see like the Red Hood and you see all these different characters that are supposed to be like basically bad, and Batman like gets mad at them sometimes. His son's supposed to be a little out there, and they still just like hit people in the back of the head with a stick. And when they should obviously be shoving a knife in his throat, like, you know what I mean? Like after a while, you're like, you can't do this. You can't have the big blue and red guy around, because then you can't have a story, and then you can't have I mean, how many years is Batman going to be in Gotham not actually hurting anybody for the criminals realize, well, just let him drop you off the building a little bit. You'll break your back, whatever, but he's not going to kill you. Like, how can you possibly fix Gotham's problems? I know that's part of the story, but like, I wouldn't mind seeing them actually do something with that. Like, actually make it where maybe one of his little old Robins goes crazy, like for real. Like they do that in the cartoons sometimes, but for real, go crazy, where he's like literally killing people and not just like make it a little more adult.
I mean, they need to. One of my biggest problems with Marvel and DC movies is like when they're having these big blowout, throwdown, downtown fight scenes, and you got cars flipping and shit blowing up and freaking buses driving into buildings. There's never any innocent bystanders that get hurt. No one ever gets hurt, and that's just like we're not idiots. Like we all know, like people die, people get hurt, shit happens. Like you don't have to like spoon feed us and like coddle us with everything being safe in comics anymore.
Well, I don't
That's
know.
why I like zombie stuff, because everyone's dead. You don't have to worry about it. You can kill every zombie because they're already dead. And they do. They kill them. Road to the Dead, great book. I hope everybody reads it.
So the personal news. Today was my kid's first day of school, and maybe you heard me say it like 4 days ago. It was actually the first day of school, so it's kind of like, huh? My kids made it 3 days on internet school, like school over Zoom or whatever. They made it for 3 days. And then the superintendent said, if you want to come back to school and do it in person, you can. But if you don't do it now, you're gonna be stuck doing online for 9 weeks. I look back there, my daughter and son were dang near crying because they wanted to go back to school so bad. 3 days, they made it.
Dang.
But then I realized it's kind of like in school suspension, honestly, because they were stuck in this room in like the school. They didn't have this thing where you come on for like an hour. No, like they had to be in front of their like little screen and like with the rest of the kids in their class all day long, and they would just get like 30 minutes to go have lunch or whatever. And they're even in PE, they had like a PE thing they were supposed to do. They're supposed to do like jumping jacks or something during PE time. So it was bad.
They're running around the couch.
Well, exactly, Jeffrey. See, that's how I knew that it was like in school suspension, because, well, there was a reason why I went to summer school twice and I've never failed a class, because I remember when I first moved to Las Vegas from Texas, we had a meeting with my mom. I think I told this story before. And my mom was wondering why I was there, and I knew it couldn't be good because like I was in the principal's office, and he said that well, Craig's gonna have to go to summer school, and my mom was confused because obviously I hadn't like failed any classes, and he said in the 30-something years he has been principal, he has never forced a kid to go to summer school for behavior problems. And he literally put his hand out to shake my hand and say, I just want to congratulate you, son. And I didn't dare grab his hand. My mom just looked at me and I was like, okay. So I have to go to summer school? Like, he's like, yeah. They forced me to go to summer school for behavior. That happened twice.
After the first time, you're like, it's okay, save your breath, I get it.
Well, actually, it was kind of like being institutionalized, because in summer school in Las Vegas, they made all the summer school kids go to one school. And Las Vegas is rough. Yeah. It has some pretty rough areas.
Yeah.
And so I just became a better criminal, honestly, because we all got together, and I met people that I never would have met from other parts, other neighborhoods, and we started hanging out, and it did not help. It institutionalized me for sure.
That's how it was for me. I never had to actually go to summer school. Like I got like a D in one of my classes, and before we knew for sure whether I was gonna pass or not, like my parents were like, "We're gonna put you in summer school," and I'm like, "Whatever," you know. So they enrolled me in it, and then I got a D, so I passed. And so they were like, "Well, you can go to summer school. You know, you don't have to go for the whole time. You just got to go there and get enough credits, enough good grades or whatever there to bring your grade up, and you'll be fine." And so I literally went to summer school for one day. And it was like you're saying, like, it was like all of the worst kids in, like, not just like the town I was in, but like the 4 counties all around me, which were like, you know, from Toledo, Ohio to Defiance, like all the way up in that whole corner of northern Ohio. And it was like every dirtbag kid you could think of that didn't give a shit about school, but still like had parents that cared. So like all we did there, like the first day is like this dude I knew, "Hey, you're here, come over here," and we went and like smoked weed in the bathroom. And
You
then
ever notice a lot of your stories where there's problems at the end, they always end with smoking weed. You ever notice that? I'm just gonna put that out there.
I don't smoke weed anymore. I have a government job.
I know, but before when you were a kid, you always tell me, "Well, this one thing kind of went sideways for me," but I don't really remember because I just smoked weed the whole time. DC has 3 villains: Punchline, Joker, and now Robin King. Venom 26 had 3 villains in one issue. So DC hit the big red reset button. The DC weekend was underwhelming at best. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with DC. You know what DC seems like they do? They're like, hey, this Harley Quinn's pretty popular. Let's see if we can replicate that. Hit the replicate button, please. And then it's like, hey, that Batman Who Laughed thing was kind of neat. Let's run that into the ground. And let's try to see if there's any way we can replicate that to get a couple more issues out of people.
We might be able to get some books sold if we kill him.
The Zoom school is killing me. Yeah, I need my little ones to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, my youngest son, he went to homeschool when he was a little bit older than your kids, but not much. And it did not work. For like the first semester, he was homeschooled, and all he would do was play video games. We could not get him to do anything with his homework at all. Like my wife was working from home at the time, and so like I wasn't there. I'd get home from work and I'd be like, "So how did he do?" And she's like, "I couldn't. I just couldn't. I just couldn't take care of him and me." And so I'd go in there and ask him, like, "So did you get some of your work done?" He's like, "Huh? We had school today? What day is it?" It's like, "You little shit."
Yeah, we have a camera at the office in the kids' room that they are in, and I would look up from working, and about every 45 minutes, my son would be in the room. And sometimes he'd watch a TV, sometimes just sitting there. So I had to go back and grab him and then bring him back to the room and show me the work you've done. And he did like one thing, and I'm like, "Finish your work." And then I would start, and then a few seconds later, I see him leaving the room and going back in there. So like, I don't think he could do homeschool, but so
No,
Bill says he started teaching e-learning in 2 weeks to high school special ed students. Should be interesting. Wow. Like first off, good for you, dude. Like much respect for that. That's going to be interesting for you, and I hope that's going to be all right. Like for a second, yeah, that's true. He came on the way worse. Well, yeah. So we fixed DC's problems for them. Now we can work on Marvel next week, I guess. What are you going to be reading this week coming up?
well, that's a tough one. See, since I went to my COVID schedule at work, which basically means I work by myself most of the time, I only get one day at work where I work with somebody. And so I don't have that 6-hour window every day at work to read comics anymore. I only get that one day. So where did my box go?
Why'd they make you do a COVID schedule?
That's just what they wanted to do. Like as far as like for social distancing and all this, we have like 30 or 40 employees, right? And one of them tested positive.
Uh-oh.
And a couple other people were like quarantined. And so they like totally cut out all of us hanging out, being together at all. So like as much as I can, I work all by myself. But I got this box here still, the same box that I had. I'll show you what I have in it to read, and I can show you what I actually read last week. So I have a reprint of Redneck 1 that's in my reading box.
I never read that. It's good.
I have this. This is the newest Something's Killing the Children, number 9. Hadn't had a chance to read that. I got the newest Oblivion song to read, number 26. I've been saying I was going to read this forever, and I got one of the free comic book day Invincible ones.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for coming out, dude.
I've been wanting to read Invincible for a long time, and I never had it, so I figure I can now. This Resistance, I heard this was pretty good, so I was going to give that a shot. And I read number 1 of this Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, you read last week, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm going to finish. Like, the first thing I'll read is the rest of these, like the other 4 parts. Dang it, the stupid skinny screen. The other 3 parts to Jack of Hearts, I'll read these. And the first one was pretty good, so I like that. I'm looking forward to finishing it. But when I'm at home, like, I don't have barely any time at home to read comics. When I'm out here in the middle of the night, I do sometimes, but 99% of the time, if I'm out here, I'm packing comics that I sold.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'll have YouTube on while I'm packing comics, and then when I'm done packing comics, I just watch whatever it was I was watching on YouTube. So I end up, like, just staring at a screen. Or I go and, like, reorganize for the millionth time all my comics. I have a lot of comics. I didn't realize. My daughter came out here and she was like, "That's a lot." Like, yeah, more than I need. I guess.
You ever read Dollhouse Family? Dollhouse Family?
I have it. That's one of those Black Label books. I have like 1 through 3 that I bought. I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I haven't read that.
The guy at the shop said that they were good, and I like Basket Full of Heads was like, I read it. I think it went up to number 5. I think I read the whole thing. I think it's over now. I'm not gonna say that it was my favorite, but it wasn't bad. And the last issue basically made me like, okay, I didn't totally waste my time reading this. Like, the first issue, I was on the fence, and then the second issue, I bought it, and I didn't really like where it was going. And so I wasn't going to buy anymore, and I had accidentally not taken it off my pull list, so I got a number 3 when it came out. And so I was like, well, I got it, so I'll read it. And then at that point, it was like, there's only 2 more. I'll just buy them all. I think there's only 5. But the guy at the shop told me that Dollhouse was pretty good. And they're both like, what's his name? Stephen King's son. He's the one that writes them.
Oh,
Joe.
Really?
Is that right? Joe?
I don't know his name. I know that he writes books, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, well, he's the one that writes it. So I was like, I'll try it. I think he writes that one too.
So, a few announcements. Before this show on Mondays, even though apparently next Monday might be canceled, there is a what do you call that? A buy it now.
Buy it now only sale. No auctions. Just claim rounds. Buy it now. Claim the letter. Set prices per thing. It went really smooth for being the first time we did it.
We did a lot of rounds for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, whatever it was.
Hey, Craig Oglesby here. What's up, man?
Hey, Craig.
He used to work with me at the city.
And then tomorrow night, at what time?
Tomorrow at 7, we have the auction on my channel that I do every week. That's it's like full on, auctioning off big books and lots and bangers and stuff, the big bangers. But yeah, the Monday is just the claim stuff. It's all buy it now. And we got through in 3 hours. I think we came pretty close. I was guessing, like, I was hoping for 20 rounds. I think we came pretty close to 20 rounds. I didn't really count them, but we came close to it.
There were 4 of us, so that was pretty close. It was pretty quick.
Yeah, when we dropped off one person, it went even faster.
Yeah, I was running out of books pretty quick because I had enough, I thought, and then. I mean, not that people are buying them, but I showed enough books.
But then I might be doing that same buy it now sale on Fridays also. So that's tentative. It's up for I'm gonna see how my Friday goes. If I do it on Friday, you'll know Saturday night because I'll start posting stuff up. Not Saturday night. You'll know Thursday night because I'll start posting stuff up and see where it goes from there. Because I have that day off too that I can sell stuff.
I don't know what a banger or a clanger is. It's just, people say it, so I just repeat it, dude. Like, I don't know. I'm a follower. I'm not a leader. So I got bangers.
When I think of a banger, I think of something loud,
Bang,
something kind of obnoxious, but it definitely gets your attention.
There you go.
But when I think of a clanger to me, that's kind of like one of those cars that goes down the road that when they rev it up, it makes that really gross, like clangy sound, like the muffler's got holes in it. So like I don't like get in for the clangers, but I am a banger kind of guy. I like the banger.
This is what I'm envisioning. Okay, this is what I'm envisioning from Soldier. He's like this, and then he woke up that night. He probably fell asleep like this, and then woke up the next day and was like, he might even called in sick to work the next day because he had to make sure it was still. I just thought it's funny. If anybody didn't see Married with Issues, Fuchsia bought. Everybody here knows him, but Fuchsia bought him an awesome book. As a guy who has a skull in his chest and he boo 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 shoots people. And she bought,
you want to see mine?
She bought him that book, and it was very lovely and it was awesome. She's an awesome wife. However, like I said in the chat, I do believe that it was also a teaching moment because every time he got a little bit happy about the book, she would remind him of whatever her teaching moment was by like saying, "See, if you don't buy everything you see and you be patient, you can have stuff."
Yeah. All those shiny little twinkly lights and squirrels that take your attention away from the prize. You got to focus. Laser beam focus on what you want. That's the reason that my Spider-Man collection is not finished, is because I go out and I buy short boxes full of random Bill Sienkiewicz covers.
True.
Random. All this randomness. Think of all that could have been an ASM 23. I don't think I have that one. I don't know. Find out.
I was more excited to say I told you so. And then obviously, if you didn't watch it, shout out to Matt, the boy who had 7, because they came together and formed a secret cabal to help out. She bought Matt's. I'm sure he 9.8 white paged and couldn't be bothered keeping his old one. So, well, all right, that's all I got. You got anything else? Auction. This guy's channel.
I already talked about my auctions, and
that's it, I think.
I don't really do anything else, really. No. If anybody has any books they're looking for, let me know on Instagram. When I go out hunting, I'll look for you. That's what I like to do. I have pretty much picked my shops clean for me, so I can pick some for you if you want.
So I'm going to review this video the next couple of days. I also have Star Wars purchase that I made a toy for. This one is probably, I will admit, this one's for me. It's not for the boys. It'll be up on the top shelf. Nothing big, but if I want a secret cabal, Mr. Grill, let me know. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff. I feel like it might be illegal. Oh, that's true. Well, all right. Well, thanks for coming by, everybody. As always, it is fun hanging out with you guys. It really is. Always have, some awesome people here that we can hang out with and talk to and catch up with. That's always fun.
Heck yeah, we had a lot of people show up today, a lot more than normal. There must be a lull in YouTube tonight. Everybody's like,
yeah, I didn't see a lot of stuff because the people giving our spot back to us.
Maybe that's what it is.
But I would say, like, it was awesome because I don't. I don't know. I don't do all day long on YouTube stuff. I don't really do that much on YouTube. And then doing the auction today and then going straight into here, I thought I was gonna be like ready to pass out. But everyone being here was pretty fun. So thanks,
Yeah.
guys. We will see you next week. Bye bye. Bye
Peace
bye.
out.